welcome back to this channel, OHL in 20. This is where we break down all 20 OHL teams and cover news such as stats, player predictions, trades, and much more. To start this video, I just want to offer my sincere condolences to the Gaudreau family on the shocking passing of both Johnny and Matthew Gaudreau on Thursday night. I didn't end up recording or uploading any videos yesterday. Just a heartbreaking loss for the entire Gaudreau family, friends, and the entire hockey community. My thoughts and prayers are with you all. In this video, we're going to break down what happened in the first day of preseason in the Ontario Hockey League. And yes, well, there were only 2 games yesterday, and they were both happening at the Kitchener Memorial Auditorium between the Brantford Bulldogs and the Saginaw Spirit, and then the Erie Otters, and then the Kitchener Rangers. As I speak at the recording of this video, the Erie Otters and the Brantford Bulldogs are currently underway right now, playing in the second preseason game. But let's break down of what actually happened. So at the Kitchener Memorial Auditorium, the Saginaw Spirit ended up defeating the Brantford Bulldogs with a score of 6-4. Now, as I read this OHL preseason report off of the Ontario Hockey League website, Christian Epperson made a good impression with the Spirit, scoring twice while adding an assist in the win. Newly assigned forward Liam Campbell scored twice for the Spirit, while 2025 NHL draft prospect Michael Misa finished with a goal and an assist, as Misa won 13 of 17 faceoffs that he ended up taking. Dylan Chersna led Brantford offensively, scoring twice in the game, as both rookies Nicholas Rossetto and Ben Radley also scored for the Bulldogs against the Saginaw Spirit. Andrew Oak and Sammy Disblasi shared the crease for Saginaw, stopping a combined 32 shots, so pretty much Saginaw shared the majority of both goaltenders in the game, while David Igoroff, he actually played the entire game for Brantford as he stopped 27 of 32 shots for the Bulldogs. So even though Igoroff had an outstanding game for the Bulldogs, it was Saginaw who came up with the victory with a final score of 6-4 at the Kitchener Memorial Auditorium. But who was the other game playing? Well, it was the home team Kitchener Rangers playing off against the Erie Otters at the Kitchener Memorial Auditorium, as Kitchener won the game 4-3 against Erie in a shootout. Let's break down of everything that actually happened in that game. So the 2025 NHL draft prospect Malcolm Spence tied the score with 17 seconds remaining, but Kitchener would prevail in a shootout on goals from Tanner Lamb and Luca Romano. So obviously Malcolm Spence, he was the tying goal for the Erie Otters, only to find out that Kitchener would end up prevailing with the shootout win. So that's what ended up happening. Prior to that, though, the Kitchener Rangers led 3-1 before the Otters scored 2 unanswered goals to push the game beyond regulation. So the Erie Otters, just a fantastic outcome. They are the ones that pushed it to the shootout. And well, obviously, this is just preseason. It's really cool to see what these players are capable, especially as we get going here in the first couple of games of the preseason. Again, Kitchener was just the better offensive team in this game. As we look a little bit more further in depth of what actually happened, Justin Potano, Trent Swick, and Antonio Plaglace scored all the Kitchener goals. Martin Misak and Andre Molnar joined Malcolm Spence in the goal scoring department for the Erie Otters in order to tie that game up and send it to both overtime and a shootout, where obviously Kitchener would end up winning that game. But Matthew Schaefer and Kerry Terrence each had 2 assists for Erie, which is good to know because these are 2 players we're going to want to look out for in the coming OHL season. And Owen Edwards ended up making 21 stops for the Kitchener Rangers. Even though they got the victory, it was the Erie Otters' Charlie Burns who made 30 stops for the Otters organization in this game. So just 2 games to really break down of what actually went underway yesterday. And like I mentioned, the game that's actually happening right now is between the Erie Otters and the Brantford Bulldogs. That score is currently tied at 1 in the first period, Later today, we have the Saginaw Spirit facing off against the Kitchener Rangers, again at the Kitchener Memorial Auditorium. And later tonight at the Southern Arena in Barrie, it's the Colts taking on the Oshawa Generals at 7:30 p.m. So I will break down all of those games happening. Just in terms of the first couple games being played in the preseason for these four OHL clubs, what can we expect? Well, both games were very close. The Saginaw Spirit defeating the Brantford Bulldogs only by 2 goals, 6-4, and the Kitchener Rangers coming up strong against the Erie Otters 4-3 in the shootout. But give Erie credit. They stayed in that game. They fought to the very end of that buzzer. And let me tell you, these are two dominant clubs we're going to have to look out for. If you watch back to the couple other videos that I've did breaking down the season comparisons between the Erie Otters and the Kitchener Rangers from last season to this upcoming season, we could probably see that the Kitchener Rangers are going to take that step back a little bit more, especially knowing that Raycroft isn't even on the team for the Rangers this season. So what can we expect for both clubs? I think they're going to be very dominant and very physical. We got to remember that this is only preseason, and a lot of these individuals on the team are fighting for a roster spot in the coming season for these clubs. So only time will tell to see what unfolds for these organizations. But be sure to like this video and subscribe so you don't miss any more videos that are upcoming as we get prepared for the upcoming 2024-2025 OHL season. Thanks, and we'll see you again soon.